of the most fascinating areas of the solar system, and it's also probably the one that's most often portrayed inaccurately in media. The asteroid belt is usually depicted as a perilous obstacle course of flying rocks. Even in the Cosmos reboot, Neil deGrasse Tyson is shown darting around it in his spaceship of the imagination like he's steering the Millennium Falcon through the Hoth asteroid field. But it turns out that if you're in the asteroid belt, it's easier to fly through safely than it is to actually find an asteroid. Located between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, the belt covers an enormous region, about 2 to 3 times the size of the Earth's distance from the Sun. That's around 50 trillion cubic kilometers. And while most of that is empty space, it does contain trillions of space rocks, ranging in sizes from bits of dust to a quarter the size of our moon. And together they have perplexed astronomers for centuries. So where did the asteroid belt come from? Astronomers used to think that it held the remnants of a planet that was destroyed by a comet or a collision with some other protoplanet in the earliest days of the solar system's formation. But it turns out that there's not enough mass in the asteroid belt to account for even a small terrestrial planet. So far we've only found 4 objects in it that are more than 400 kilometers in diameter: the asteroids Vesta, Pallas, and Hygeia, plus the dwarf planet Ceres. Together, those 4 objects contain more than half of the total mass of the asteroid belt, with Ceres accounting for most of that. There are also too many chemical differences among the asteroids for them to have originated from a single object. Most of them are composed of rocky minerals, for example, while a few contain mostly metals like iron and nickel. So, more than likely, the asteroids are remnants of the solar system's formation 4.5 billion years ago. As our system's giant disk of gas and dust slowly accreted into larger and larger particles, eventually forming planets, some swaths of the material weren't able to collect into anything. In the asteroid belt's case, the enormous gravitational pull of Jupiter likely prevented those particles from coalescing into even a small planet. And they're not the only leftovers we've found from those early days.